I'm going to work on one for myself. See what comes up for me today. And now while I've been working on these on myself, I am human and I have emotions. And I haven't cleared everything from my life. So who knows what'll come up. And in relation to this emotion that comes up for me, I'm going to use my Buddha board here. And this is something that I found at a garage sale. And the only reason she was selling it is because she had gotten a smaller one that she could carry with her easier. And I'm so grateful that she sold this to me, very inexpensively, by the way, because this was one of the tools that I used in my 3-hour tours through my psyche to help me release. And what it is, it's a meditation tool. So I've got a little water here and a paintbrush, and I can write on the board and meditate or be quiet or tap until, as you see here, the wetness is disappearing. Now, this doesn't mean you have to go out and get yourself a Buddha board. This is just something that helped me. Something I thought of earlier. If you don't have one and want to attempt it, you can write down your word on a piece of paper and tap until the word has no meaning for you at that moment, and then burn the piece of paper. And that's a really powerful tool from back in the day. I got my paintbrush a little too wet, so it's taking longer to dry than. All right. So, emotion that comes up for me today. Emotion of being furious. So I'm going to write down furious. All right. Now, one thing that I am choosing to get furious about lately is how fast everyone's driving through my little town. I won't say everyone. How fast a lot of people are driving through my little town. The speed limit through my town is 25 miles an hour. And the other day I attempted to change lanes so I could get into the store, and I checked my rearview mirror and it's all clear. And luckily I checked the rearview mirror again and it was not clear. This guy came out of the middle of nowhere. I swear he's going 50, 60 miles an hour. And being furious is not healthy, right? It does not do anything for me. If I feed on it, bad things can happen, right? We hear a lot about road rage lately, and I don't want to be raging like that. And so releasing that snap would be very beneficial for me. Being furious at myself for not understanding where my daughter is at in her learning process. Letting that go, because if I get furious, I lose my ground, I lose my core, and I know Carrie's the only one here today, so we've talked about this over and over again, our core line of support. I'll bring that up for you if you've forgotten. Here we go, our little reminder. So when we get in overhaul or fight or flight in the unconscious self, my belief, the unconscious self controls the core, all the blue, Tom Myers and enemy trains, and we lose our internal support. We lose our ground. We talked about that the other day, Terry. If you're not grounded, meaning present here now and in the moment, while that car is speeding through town, or while you're trying to teach, your words may not come out as well. You may not communicate as well. Your digestive organs might stop working, even though you're not eating. You eat later on, and now all of a sudden you ate something really supposed to be good for yourself, but your belly's upset. You're not getting as much out of it. So you'll notice we still got a little bit of F here. So we're still talking and focused, meditating if you want, on furious. Now, meditation doesn't necessarily mean you have to be quiet. Setting that intention. And if you want to meditate on the word of furious and be quiet, hey, do it. If you want to tap while it's disappearing and going away, still got a little bit there, something's still working. Nice. So I don't know about you, but I'm feeling much better. I'm not done with what's going on in my little town with the speed, but I feel better. If I wanted to continue in relation to the speeding in my town, hostility. Yes, I feel very hostile when I see what's going on. We try to cross the street, and I do responsibly. I go to the light and I wait for the light to come. But even when my light turns green for me to walk, I look all four directions to see that everybody's stopped, see that nobody's turning. Because I just don't trust the fact that people are going to see me. And I'm okay with that. I want to see everybody's eyes so that I feel safe crossing. Now, I'm not saying that I've never been in a hurry, that I've never sped. I've done dumb things. I've done stupid things. I've gone very fast. And I also want to release let's see what word would come up for the regrets about doing that, because I've put people's lives in danger just as these people are putting me in danger. So as I release my regrets about doing it in the past, hopefully I won't be so hostile and angry and furious when it happens to me, because it doesn't do anybody any good. Very good. So thank you for being here with me and helping me with this, because yes, you are, and hopefully I'm helping you with any hostility or anything that might be coming up for you today. So very nice. And releasing this also resonates with, what we read in the beginning of the session, happiness, right? I desire to not be hostile, to not rage, to not be furious, frustrated, irritated, hateful, depressed, lonely, all of those things. And the closer I get to not living there, the more happy I get. The less things I need to buy all the time. I mean, I had back in the day, if I wasn't skiing, I wasn't happy. If I didn't have a new snowboard every year, I wasn't happy. If I didn't have the next best car, I wasn't happy. And that's not very good for your financials, right? So, Terry, what could we give you today? Oh, forgot, I want to fill up the void. And lo and behold, the word that comes up, strongest word anyway, is happiness. Yay! So filling up the void with what I released in relation to furious and hostility. And you can visualize that however you'd like. You can write it, tap on it, tap on your visualization, tap while you talk about what happiness means to you. Sometimes we gotta Google it, define what happiness is. I know I've had to do it. Why don't we do that right now? It might come easier to some than others. The vocabulary. And of course it says the state of being happy. I don't understand how they can just define a word with the same word. So the definition of happiness is a feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. I would love to be happy 100% of the time, especially while I'm teaching my daughter, so that she could better understand me. The definition of happy is feeling or showing pleasure or contentment, having a sense of confidence in or satisfaction with a person, arrangement, situation, a discussion, right? If we could be happy during a discussion, not necessarily to prove our point, right? But to discuss our point. And that's one thing that I've noticed within myself. I don't have to be right all the time now. I'm not 100%, but I'm much better at discussing my point instead of raging about it. Now, when my chi is depleted, I go back to my old patterns, so I have to bring my chi in, raise my chi back up, find my balance through movement, through tapping, through acknowledging and asking the universe, hey, and opening myself up while the universe feeds me. Definition of happy is satisfied with the quality or standard of something. And then we could also do a happiness quote. We'll just do the first one here. Oop, where'd it go? Be happy with what you have. Be excited about what you want. By Alan Cohen. Be happy with what you have. Be excited about what you want. Learn how to be happy with what you have while you pursue all that you want. Always find time for the things that make you feel happy to be alive. Maybe we should change that to always make time for the things that make you feel happy to be alive, right? Because when we try to find time, there's always something to cover up that time, right? So always make time for the things that make you feel happy to be alive. Wonderful. All right, so my happiness is blank. So Terry, if you're still there,